Well, we got the car on the trailer. Got the trailer hooked up to the truck. I'm about to strap down that car to the trailer, and then we're going to take it over to the dyno and see how good it does now. So if you've seen the last video, we just took the heads off, had them resurfaced, put the valves back in, cleaned up the valves. We had 2 bent valves. I didn't say that in the last video, but we had 2 bent valves. So we got those replaced, and we got every single valve made it to the head where it was supposed to go. And now we're going to throw it on the dyno and see what it does. The last dyno session, it was hurt because of the 2 valves, and all the other valve seats were trashed. And so in the last dyno session, it only made 380 horsepower and 500 wheel torque. So now we're going to see what it does with everything refreshed and everything sounding healthy and running good. So we're going to strap this baby down and we're going to head to the dyno. We made it back to the dyno. Everything's looking good so far. He's gonna do one full good hit on it before we turn on the nitrous, and then after it makes a good hit, if it does make a good hit, then we'll turn on the nitrous and send it and see what it does. So like I said, the last time we dynoed it was about 380 horsepower and 500 torque, so we're gonna see what we get this time. Hopefully it's a lot higher. All right, it's time for the first session. Let's see what we got. Well, it didn't pick up too much. It's still about 270 without nitrous, so we'll spray and see if nitrous helps, but we might be in the same boat we were before we done all the work. We'll hit it and see what it does. Well, the bottom number, 381, and then 381.8 is the top. The top was what we had last time, and then the bottom was one we had this time, so it's still running about the same. Didn't pick up any power, didn't lose any power, so I guess that's a good thing. So I guess we'll just send it and see what happens with this next comp. So we'll be in Indy for sure, so we'll see you guys there. Well guys, judging off that last clip, there's something very wrong with the car. So we've still got it on the trailer. I decided to start it up for my buddy the other day so we could hear it, and I knelt down beside the car and I hear tick, 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 and put my head down there, and all of a sudden it's like, yeah, that's rod bearing or something serious. I'm hoping it's not. I'm hoping maybe it's just top end and I just can't tell because of the exhaust pin right there. We're gonna tear into it and see if we're still gonna be able to make Indy or not. But judging off that noise, I'm gonna doubt it's probably gonna happen now. So we're gonna rip into it and see what we got. So I've kind of decided that I think the first logical course of action should be to take and rotate the crank over by hand. and see if we can hear any noises like that and decide whether or not we really want to tear into the bottom first, or if we're just going to go to the top and see if we have any valve train loose. Considering that is what we just threw back together, we just put the heads and everything back on in the last video and assembled all the valve train. I'm not going to say something's not loose up there, but the thing that's making me want to say it might be top end is because before we tore the engine apart, I don't remember hearing anything. I don't remember hearing any little rattling or anything, but now, after we assembled it and the day of the dyno, right when I was taking it off the trailer and a couple times before, every time you would turn the engine off, you could hear a little like rattle, like it would just stop, then you would hear like a clink clink or something similar. And in my mind, I don't think that it would have survived on the dyno if it already had a chewed up rod bearing. I really feel like if it was on the dyno with a 200 shot, that it probably would have shot a rod at the bottom end on the dyno. I'm really hoping it's just something that's top end and simple and it's just backed its way off a little bit and just causing a little bit of a rattle. But I don't know. I'm just being kind of trying to be optimistic about it because I really want to make Indy, but if we have rod bearing that's let go, we're probably not even going to attempt it. We're probably just going to pull the motor out and just be on the safe side, go through the whole engine, clean it up while we're at it, probably clean up cylinder walls, new bearings, everything while we're in there. So the first course of action I'm going to take is I'm just going to spin it over by hand and see what it sounds like. I really wish I had a breaker bar for this so I didn't have to worry about hearing the ratcheting mechanism of the ratchet itself. But I somehow still have yet to have acquired a breaker bar. So we're just going to use my ratchet. I really need to go get an extension as well. But here we are. Alright, let's spin it over a little bit, see what we can hear, if anything. You know this is going to be difficult with spark plugs in. God, that's a lot of compression. Well, if anything, at least we have a lot of compression. I didn't really hear anything, but that's also not saying much because I couldn't really spin it over. And I don't have a breaker bar, so I can't just ratchet it back and forth a couple of times, the engine itself, to actually hear if there's anything rattling. So, I guess the best thing from here will probably just wait until Jordan gets here. We can take the hood off. And I think we're just going to go for the top end first. It's the simplest thing. I don't think we'll have to do anything other than just check rockers and see if we have anything loose. And then if we don't, then I guess we'll go to the bottom end, which isn't going to be the easiest on this because we do have a subframe right under our oil pan. So I'm not sure how hard it's going to be to drop the oil pan. So I guess whenever Jordan gets here, we'll take the hood off the car and dig into it.
And we're back.
Moment of truth. Let's take this valve cover off and see if we have any miscellaneous parts laying around or loosened up.
See what she looks like.
Part of me wants to say hopefully the same, but part of me is like, damn, I really hope there's a bolt loose up there somewhere.
Yeah,
just
see,
letting some valves clink around.
I was about to say hopefully it looks good, but then I was like, well, hopefully we'll find something here and not down there.
And then the bottom end.
Yeah.
All those fails, we still have a whole nother side to go for.
Oh yeah. Just the sound of it scares me.
After listening to that video again a couple minutes ago, yeah.
It just, it's one of those, the more you listen, the worse it sounds, you know.
Alright, you ready?
Yep, let's see what we got here.
Everything looks tight.
Damn.
Normal play. Those two aren't going to move because they're depressed. Well, that one's moving. Well, nothing loose over here.
Well, frick.
Let's throw this side back together and then we'll get back to you whenever we're taking that side up.
You ready to take this thing apart?
Yeah, let's see what we got.
See if we find our problem over here.
Alright, here's hoping we find something that's not bad. And something that's in this cover, not in the bottom end. It looks like valves. Yeah, poop. That looks like it's way down. Holy shit. That looks very high.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's just because it's low compared to these, which are pushed down. There's no movement in those, but they have a bunch of pressure on them. Rest of them, that one's down slightly. Alright, well, nothing on the top end that we can see. So unless we have a busted lifter or one that's on its way out, then it's something probably on the bottom end.
Well, crap, guys. What the heck? Andrew just had to blow it up without me. It's alright. I'm just
funny,
messing
dude.
around.
It sounded fine on the dyno. Didn't notice anything putting it back on the trailer after the dyno. And whenever I started up the next day, it's just clank, 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 clank. I'm like, what the frick is this shit? Like, where was this at yesterday?
I'll say, dang, Rice hasn't seen this before either.
And then the time he comes and sees it, and decides to throw a rod bearing. So, Rice, you're not allowed to watch
Yeah,
it.
you're not allowed near Victoria no more, okay?
He watches the channel, but if you see this one, you're not allowed over here anymore. Breaking our cars like that.
Yeah, just looking at him and knock, 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 knock. Hey, who's there? Well, I guess we're gonna throw it back together here from what we did tear apart, and then we're just gonna talk about, I guess, what we're gonna do. And
let's just fire it up again for the hell of it, see what it sounds like.
yeah, you know what? Yeah, let's just do that.
Let's see if it's still knocking. Maybe
We're-
it decided to stop.
We're not gonna like rev the crap out of it or nothing, but just idle. Just idle. Maybe a little slow rev or something, just to hear it.
Put
but
it on two-step.
yeah, I don't know if that would be smart, but all right. Well, let's go ahead and throw this thing back together. So now we actually have it all put back together, and Andrew's gonna fire it up. I haven't got to hear it yet, so I'm gonna stand here and listen with you guys and see if we can tell kind of
You had to stand down there where you can actually hear it from the side.
anywhere where it's coming from. I was gonna say I'll stand up here first, and I'll let my ear go wherever I think I'm hearing it.
Well, let's see what we got. See if it's still clank, clank, clanking away.
All right, go ahead. Yeah, it doesn't sound good. It got so loud whenever you started revving up. I was like, yeah, I'm getting my face away from here.
It started actually sounding worse.
Yeah, I was say it's.
We got bottom end problems.
Oh well.
So let's take a bet on which rod it is, or rods. I'm gonna guess just one rod.
I'm gonna guess what, cylinder 5? Is that what we were saying earlier?
That's what you said.
It's 5. Yeah, that's what I'm going on.
I'm just gonna guess a wild number and say, instead of 5, I'm gonna say the one beside it. I'm gonna say 3.
All right.
So we'll see how it looks when we tear it apart. It probably won't be this video, but if it is, then we'll get to that. But if it's not, we really thank you guys for watching this video, and we'll make sure to catch you in the next one where we'll be tearing the bottom end apart.
All right. So, what he said. We'll catch you guys next video.